Okay, let's get it popping. Oh, I gotta put the chat on my phone. Sorry for the people who actually want to watch this. I know I'm being a fruitcake. Alright, there we go. Now everything is set. Load the game audio. I'll put it down more, just in case my voice is too low. Going to the game right now. Okay, so I have Class Trial 3. I legit, like, it's just a trial. I've done pretty much everything else. So it's legit just a trial. Everyone had heard Monokuma's proclamation, and they were gathered by the red door. And as soon as we were all there...
Monokuma appears!
What? He multiplied? No, not multiplication, it just looks that way because I've been Illuminati. I'm moving so fast and it looks like I haven't multiplied. This is some bullshit. Can you guys tell which one is the real Monokuma? It's a trick question. Can we just get on the elevator already?
Boy, tough crowd.
You're not playing along. Stop talking. When I get to play with you, yeah.
Hey!
And if everyone's here and ready to go, please board the pain train or elevator. I'll see you guys down there. That was so random.
Please.
Hold on, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
What the heck?
You'll never be mentally prepared. You can't run away anymore, hero. You're gonna pay for your sins. Okay, so if you don't know what's happening, my boy Hero, everyone thinks he did the crime, killed like 2 people. I don't think he did it.
What the heck?
I told you already I didn't do it for serious. That reminds me, did you ever find the other costume or the note? Oh, well, no, but how unfortunate that it would seem we have our culprit. And I think it's her who did it because she is so hell-bent on pushing Hero to be the culprit.
Hey.
This is the place. What the hell? This isn't the place to talk about it. Save your accusation for the courtroom. She's right. Let's get down there first. Then the story can really begin. Yeah, good idea. That's right. I have to do it. I can't let whoever killed Hifumi and Taka get away with it. For everyone who's still alive, and for the 2 that lost their lives. Damn, fat boy and Mystic Taka got shredded. The one who killed Hifumi and Taka, the one who killed 2 of our friends. The killer is... I have to choose right now? That's crazy. It's her. I already know it's her. It appears the culprit has been confirmed. I think I just have to step on the elevator. Listening, wait till we get to the class. Okay, arguing. Can't blame me for that. Sorry, I've been girls, we can make you okay for your crimes. Alright, they're not gonna say anything important. I took one nice deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator. Once everyone was abroad, the doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. My throat was like super parched. The clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator door slid open, opening up into a cool fate. Oh, shit is different. I like it. And when I see all of you gathered together like this, I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its limit. I was thinking the same thing. Only because of you. Why are you making us do such cool things to each other? What? You really hate me so much, but I'm so cute.
Come on.
Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me, of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action class trial after this commercial break. I never hold out on me like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, deadly riddle, deadly defense, and a deadly fate. I don't know. Whatever the word was. Deadly class trial. You want to save? Sure. I guess I'm doing a new save. Or we're doing this. Did some things already. I like this song. Something's a little quiet. So how many skills do I have set right now? Oh, okay, I don't have any. Cool, compose. Increase damage to the opponent when a statement is destroyed, effective during the bullet time battle. I don't know how to use these though. You never taught me how to. Probably did. Increase bullet capacity. Studies your aim a little more effective during the non-stop debate and the hangman's game. That's it? That's all I have. Shit. Alright. Let's go over the case. So I pretty much know this case already. This is the only confusing part. And then this. But pretty much, I can pretty much, I have a feeling I know who it is. That's not what I want. Not what I wanted either. That is. Check the end. Yeah. Let's go.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure out who, then I'll punish every. Now
You're
then,
not
We already know who did it.
Damn.
was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took
Alibi?
place, and we found him in that suit.
Wait.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
Okay,
I
everybody
didn't.
calm
Someone
down.
knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Damn.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
It doesn't really point to it.
Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it, and all of it was found in your
Okay,
room.
I guess it.
Admit, the evidence is quite compelling.
Yeah, but there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, such as the fact that he was in the locker. He got himself in this suit, but he couldn't get out of the suit. And then the whole fact of him being told to meet someone, meet here so they can escape.
It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know.
Is Hiro really the killer, or for anything else we have to make that clear? It's not Hiro. My homeboy Hiro didn't do it. I'm pretty sure it's Celeste. That's Hiro's message.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
Look at that. The only one.
Just hold on a second.
The only contradictions are in her statement. I mean, looking at the blueprints, that handwriting is awful messy. Yeah, Hiro has like perfect handwriting. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is lit.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy.
Hiro, why?
No, just hold on a second.
So. Okay, so I think I have to
Everything
do.
we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are...
Yeah, here it is.
No, it's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say?
Okay, whoever did this murder and is trying to pin it on Hiro, which I'm pretty sure it's Celeste, she's doing a terrible job because she should have known this because this is like public information.
When you compare it to the blueprints,
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them. Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
He did it on every note. Why would he, like...
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Oh shit, soccer.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
Alright, you're making your situation worse. Just let me defend you real quick.
Are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
Yeah, I don't know.
He is not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Yo, my boy Byakuya agreeing with me? What?
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Shrek.
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
Of course, because at one point, Celeste said, someone's over, Celeste said we gotta go downstairs. We go downstairs, then something happens upstairs. So, exactly. So there is probably somebody running around with the second suit.
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
I don't know who it is. And of course he passes it off to me.
Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
Oh my god. The suspicious individual in question, the one that must have been in the suit. Hiro, Hina, the Illuminati. What? I wanna pick the Illuminati. It can't be Hina. Because it didn't fit her. Can't be Hiro because he was in the other suit. I'm gonna go with the Illuminati. That's why they're all working behind the scenes to try and set me up. Those dudes are super scary for serious. Come on, man! It's gotta be Hiro.
I got it!
Okay, wow.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been.
I thought it was like a trick question or something.
Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit.
Like, I was asking who was in the other
We
suit.
never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
You just agreed with me. You just set me up just to fuck
That
me
doesn't
wrong.
make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Dude, I love Byakuya. He's like, it makes perfect sense.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Oh shit, it's a setup.
What?
Now that's a
bold assumption. And what
Well,
reason
it makes
do you have
sense.
to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes.
Look at her. Look at her. She's so like freaking super on the offensive to blame Hiro.
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
He's not doing anything wrong. He's the only person that's like smart enough to talk about the case. Other than me, him, and Kyoko's been like absent for like the whole
All
case.
things have a proper order.
Oh, tell him
So
again.
what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Okay, that was with the
It
car.
would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
I know that for
Makoto,
sure.
can you tell us what they were?
Makoto. Easy.
I got it!
I got it. I got my heart back. There's still one more thing. The things that were used to move Taka's body, they must have been the blue tarp.
I got it!
Oh, spit.
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
Yeah. What's with that attitude?
So, let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the doll.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Okay, it's the only one that makes sense, but the thing is, if they wanted to make a point of like us not finding the dolly, I'm pretty sure they would put the dolly back in the equipment room, but they left it at where the other bodies were found.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
No, because there's tire marks.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
That's so easy. Yeah, Kevin. That's so easy. There's
There is
tire
no
marks.
shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway.
How did this
We have all
shit?
accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Oh my god. Oh, now I want to freaking convict her for this crime. Well, I never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them how the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. New element has been added to the bullet time battle. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, we're gonna add one more ingredient to the recipe. I forgot everything else, so you might as well freaking add on more. On the bottom of the screen, underneath the tempo marker, you'll see your ammo count. Up until now, there has been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just locking on and pressing the Y button will be enough to handle them. Oh, great. Now it will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how locked on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Just like locking on, you'll have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the X button now has a function along with the A and Y buttons. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time, and your ammo will not decrease. Although if your action is with the set to gentle, you don't have to reload at all. In which case, you can just ignore everything I just said. Oh my god. That's so dumb. It's because of the freaking
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
damn.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst, you miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool.
I'm getting Shrek right now.
So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere.
How do I do this?
Do your worst. Away with you. You miserable wretch.
I don't know what I'm doing.
I cannot agree. You are a fool.
I can't see the
Lies
thing.
will
How's
get
this
you nowhere.
fair?
Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
I pressed the wrong
I
button.
cannot agree. This should prove it.
Oh my. I don't know how I just did that.
If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here.
Okay, before he finishes, I legit had no clue what I was doing. When the negative thing went, when the negative thing started coming, I was pretty much like Shrek at that point. I just went to fever mode and I just kept mashing A and Y, and I don't know, that was weird. I think I have like 1 hour left.
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it.
Do we really have to go into a bullet time battle to just say that?
There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with the tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's trail. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Oh, we got her. Jeez, so this really hit me that
Well,
much.
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Ah, shit. What's your argument?
As you know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Okay.
And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over. Then you could push the dolly no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository.
If you accept everything we just said, then you must realize that whoever was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit.
Wait.
Sorry, I don't think I realize anything.
My boy. Wait, Dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push it, all you do is bend over. But would anyone wearing that suit have been able to actually stoop down like that? Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
From there,
Yeah, the cop then loaded it onto the dolly.
now, keep in mind,
Well, yeah, but even with that, all you'd have to do is bend over.
Bam!
No, that's wrong.
Yeah, because you can't, what's it called? The suit needs to be like, what's it called? In a certain way to bend
You're absolutely
it.
right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
Well, tell him again, Cody.
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
If I'm bending here, can see my feet at all. As far as you guys remember this stand for me, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend it the way. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Oh,
Now
shit.
that you mention it, yeah.
it seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
I was gonna say, couldn't you just kick it? But like, that wouldn't make much. Yeah, that wouldn't work at all.
What's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Okay, there it is.
When you can't even see your feet?
Oh, damn.
You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit,
I'm cumbersome.
it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
This is like a lot of work. There's absolutely no chance of the costume was taken off just to move the body because you can't take it off by yourself. You're not strong enough. Once it's on, you can never take it off. You can't take it off by yourself. That's easy.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option. If you remember,
Optimus Prime. I don't know what's up with the stand, but I can't actually get it off. A little help. Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this freaking thing. As a clasp on the back is keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. You don't really have a choice in talking.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
We had to help him out of it.
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
Exactly, and he was stuck in the freaking closet too.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Holy shit, my boy Makoto.
That's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Okay, at least we got Hero off of the suspect.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
That she took, and she's the one pushing. She's the one out of everybody who's like super pushing Hero as the freaking suspect. Oh, and she
You
took this
all
picture
got a
too.
good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by
Hifumi.
Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you... Okay, so this is one thing that didn't make sense. How did you get hurt? The guy hit me. Okay, no, not this one. We'll just say that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question.
Like when Hifumi was dying or whatever, and then he said Hiro's name. That's the only part I don't like get. Like, I wonder what did he mean by that?
The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro, without a doubt.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's gotta be right.
Because only two other people is like, Celeste is like super pushing Hiro as a suspect. Hina is saying it too, but like I think she's just saying it because if you don't pay attention to the facts, it would seem as Hiro did it. Everyone else is like, no, there's something else going on.
Hold on a second.
Hiro, don't worry, man, I got you.
Still far too early to reach that conclusion.
See, everybody else knows.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
Kyoko speaking in
Instead of
magic words.
seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Dude, look at how buff Sakura's arms are.
But where do we go
my
from
God.
here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
Damn.
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
Oh yeah, that's another thing that I really want to know.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself. We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up. So we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked
This
by my
also-
mystery assailant.
I don't know if this couldn't have been like forged by her. I want to say. I feel like so this must have actually happened. But I'm trying to see like what would cause who attacked her. Because clearly she's orchestrating all this. Like I feel like she's super like orchestrating all this.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice.
It was Optimus Prime.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
And this was so stupid. They left Hifumi by himself. That shit
But
pissed me off.
not long after leaving the nurse's office,
So let's just she heard something. This is what also makes me super suspect Celeste, because she was like the one who said we got out of the room and she said something that Hifumi made a noise or something like that. See, so she like pushed us away from Hifumi.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. This also like Byakuya, what he said here, it makes you kind of like, I guess, foreshadow. Is that the word? Or kind of not foreshadow. I think it's like. I saw him in the strange costume. Man, he ran off into the screen. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared. And then this doesn't make sense at all. Celeste blocked the stairs. This guy in the costume, or this person in the costume, literally beat Celeste's ass like an hour ago or whatever, 7 a.m. or whatever. What was stopping him from like pushing her out of the way then? Like.
and then,
That was her scream again, huh? Oh no, that was Fumi's scream. That came from downstairs. That must have been Hifumi's in the nurse's office. And back. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into two groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead.
Shrek.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
Being a Hitler stash, bro. It's not a Hitler stash, man. It's just a little. Can't grow facial hair, man. We gotta make fun of me for it. What's going on? What's your name? He kidnapped. So, this was really cool. What I hadn't realized is that Sakura, Toko, and Byakuya. Do you like sounds? What do you mean by do you like sounds? Like, do you like spoons? Nah, man, I don't really like spoons. Not a fan of spoons, fam. So this is really cool. When Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko found his body, they thought the body discovery announcement was for them, so they hadn't realized that, and I had not like caught on to that until like Sakura explained it way later on.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
Exactly. So I don't know why, but I thought that was like really like cool. Like I like how they did that. So it's just a little thing.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the three of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us.
I'm good, fam.
And she told us something very surprising.
I am streaming this, by the way, so it's probably gonna go up on YouTube later. So I'm just looking at the chat. Someone's saying some really suspect things in the chat. So
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
nah, man, I don't want to do it. I want to fruit with your spoon fetish. Get out of here, man. This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something? Oh, this is when the body's really
But
missing.
when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
You're gonna pay in gum? I don't chew gum, fam. I did not chew gum.
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated. It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Seems this murder seems a lot more like sophisticated. I want to say. It sounds like there's someone who orchestrated all of this. Celeste, I'm sure it's Celeste. Someone who this was pinned on, which is Hiro, and then someone who, I guess, someone who helped with it, because I know Celeste couldn't have done any of the physical labor stuff. So that's what I think. But the thing is, like, who else could it be?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Oh, that could be a thing too.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them.
I did not even think
Now
about
then,
that.
let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradiction is hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find him no matter what. So the thing about Taka's case is I have no, I don't know anything about Taka's case. Like, Hifumi's, I feel like you know what happened, but Taka's case was so, like...
So...
Let me pause it. Taka's case, like, there was nothing with Taka's case other than the body moving. Yo, what's going on, Gray C? What's going on, man? Because the only thing with Taka's case is that they they moved his body with the dolly, and he was found in the equipment room. There was a whole bunch of other stuff with Hifumi's body, so there's like, I don't know, it's kind of weird what's going on.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
There's some weird guy in the chat, Gracie. Don't get creeped out by him. If it's bothering you, I'll time him out, but.
Or perhaps it was after?
We already know!
How about you? I don't know. Are you talking to me or are you talking to the other guy in the chat? I'm gonna assume that you're talking to the other guy.
Taka came last.
I feel like Taka came first and we just didn't discover his body.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh, that's
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3. While
the
Taka's
scene I
death
don't like.
came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
The chat is, there's some weird stuff going on in the chat. There's some guy
Obvious Taka came
who's being a
after.
clown. I don't know. What are you doing? Oh. I'm pretty good when I'm just playing this game. I'm out here just trying to discover what happened to Taka and Hifumi. This man called me a Dorcas. It's the first time I heard anyone call me that. The Justice Hammers were numbered, but they really used it in that order.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi. Or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes
How do I check the Monokuma file?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Shit, how do I?
It's true that Hifumi
No.
was killed with Justice
Square? Yeah, Square. Okay. I recently saw the anime for this. Dude, the anime for this is pretty great, but it stops at a certain point. Like, I don't think this is in the anime. Okay, let's look at the Monokuma file theory. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought they were both killed with a similar weapon. I saw the anime for this a while ago, so this is pretty much all new to me. But I think at this point the game starts taking off on its own. And, okay, this was another thing. Hifumi had this note on him, it was in his pants or something like that. I found a hole where we can just escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6. This must have been for Taka. Now, your memories of the anime are hazy, man. I guess I am. Joe, you can't come in here. Just meme. So was, yeah, IDK, I feel like I was missing the ending or something. Exactly, thank you, Gracie. I was telling my boy Joey, that you can't be in the chat. He watched it too. That like the ending was like, there wasn't an ending. It just like cut off or something. Okay, so this was found in Hifumi's pants. This is me in the equipment room at 6 a.m. I just realized that this was for Taka. That's why he was found in that in there. Practicing melee while this is in the background. This man Joe, always on that melee gun. Kiyotaka's lifeless hand was found clutching a small scrap of paper. And then this broken wristwatch. Kiyotaka's wristwatch broke with the hands pointing just past 6. Yeah, the ending makes you want more. They never made more. Okay, so I think I just figured this out. And I didn't realize this till now. This paper on Hifumi was meant for Taka. It says me at 6 a.m. Taka has a wristwatch on him that says hands pointing just past 6 a.m. But we assume that it's 6 a.m. This paper must have been for Taka. But why does he have a small scrap of paper that was on his hand? That was like torn from? He was holding the paper in his hand. The killer, the person doing all this, must have realized that he had the paper in his hand, trying to get it out of him, but he didn't, the person didn't realize that Taka still had the paper in his hand still. Alright, I got something going on here. It still doesn't help too much, but I think I'm figuring out what's going on. Yeah, and then I thought the second one would explain just a bit, but it doesn't. There's a second season to this anime? I didn't even realize. I don't think there is. I don't know what the hell I'm saying.
while Taka's death came from a swing.
Oh, you mean the second game? Yeah, the second game is like not connected to this at all.
So it's obvious Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammer.
The numbering of the Justice
It's true that Hifumi, while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Shit.
So,
I think I know which one it is.
Or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
I think this is
Because of the
the
numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death.
Yeah, Bone Water, I really like it. Yeah, this is really good.
So it's obvious Taka came
When I watched it the
after.
first time. The game, I was playing the game too.
so...
I honestly wish I played the
regarding
game
Taka's
first before I
death,
watched the
I wonder
anime.
if he died or perhaps it
Because
was
I kind of forgot all of it in the anime.
Killed Taka came
And now
last.
playing the game.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed while Taka's death.
See?
Keep missing
So
it.
it's obvious Taka came.
Okay, I know which one it is.
So, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Oh, it's wrong? Shit. Come on, put it on screen like that makes me think something weird.
Shoot.
If you think about it one more time, there must be a contradiction in there somewhere.
So, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed.
This?
Taka came last.
Come on!
What makes you say?
Because of the numbering.
It's true that while Taka's death.
See?
I thought she only says two things, like there's only two contradictions. I got the one wrong.
So, I wonder if or perhaps it was. We already know what order they were killed in.
What?
Shoot.
Wait, what?
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder
Anyone
if he
say?
died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what Taka
There's only
came
two.
last.
What makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of the.
It's true that Hifumi, while Taka's death came from a swing of justice.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
So just as hammers were numbered, but what they really were used in that order.
So, regarding Taka...
There's only two contradictions, and I tried both of them. Oh wait, isn't there like another thing? Don't forget about highlighting by holding triangle. My boy Joey. Thank you, Joey. That's what I was looking for.
I wonder if he died before Hifumi.
A little
or
too late
perhaps
now,
it was
but
after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
What makes you say that?
if this isn't it, I'm gonna get Shrek.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi, while Taka's death.
Let me try this.
So it's obvious Taka came.
So,
Okay, I think it's the
regarding-
numbering,
I wonder if he
and then-
died, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order.
Oh, fuck.
No, it's wrong.
Oh my god, dude, I got one heart left. Oh my god. I'm on the edge of Google right now.
There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Shout out to my boy Joey for helping me remember that shit, or else I would have to redo the whole case.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
He would have to be. What's going on, stranger? Okay. So we pretty much got it. Taka was killed before Hifumi. He was discovered at the same time with Hifumi, but he was killed before because he was killed at 6 a.m. Alright, so we got that going down now. So at least we got that figured out because Hifumi died in front of us. So that's what we know for sure.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
Oh, we got all that proof. Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. There's something that relates to what time he must have died. No, not this. Can I just present it? Oh my god, I don't even know what this is. Oh god, this shit again. Wristwatch. I said the word and I got... Oh my god. I said the word and I got it wrong. I was like, wristwatch. And I go for the age. the policeman. Nobody wants to hear what I have to say. Alright, and I'm gonna die. It's over. It's over. Nothing, just playing stuff while the stream is in the background. They blame me for it if I get it wrong? What? I'm gonna got the black and this is the blue click. It's a graduate. Congratulations. Wanna give it another shot?
I refuse to give up yet.
I refuse to. Oh, you just. Okay. I have to restart the whole cave. You know how to spell? Dude, leave me alone. I wasn't paying attention. Swag Gina Davis. That's my Twitch bio. That's the Childish Gambino line. It's in the Childish Gambino song. Hey, shut up, Joey, man. I know what I'm doing. Oh, I gotta do them in order. I just realized that. Wrist, and I'm looking for the S. I should restart and get my hearts back. I didn't realize you have to do them in order. Wrist, watch. Oh, they're giving. What the fuck? Okay. I don't know what happened there. Where's the H at?
Now I
This man destroyed. Joe, you can't freaking blow me away like this. This man asked me if I know how to spell.
Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
Yo, everybody blowing me away in the chat, man. Come on.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night...
Look, I'm not failing at the game. I'm just trying to multitask. Okay, let's go with that. Oh, Mystic Taka. Ultimate Gohan Taka. Taka's irritated voice pierced the ear as he stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that? Man, when Taka was in that form, he was freaking great.
6 last night.
That's my boy Taka.
He must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
Of course.
And that would be his official time of death.
No, I know, man, I know.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Just don't fail again. No promises. I'm probably gonna fail at the next freaking sequence.
Simple facts slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
So what did the justice hammers mean? It kept saying they were getting increasingly bigger. Size. They must have been done by size. Uptime. I don't have a bot in my chat. I've been live for like I think I started at 9:30, so I've been live since 9:30, which is like an hour from now. Sorry, I just had to.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size.
Yeah, sorry about that, Gracie.
That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
Oh shit! Yo, this starts us back at like freaking square one.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
Hifumi technically didn't die at that point. He died later on, right? So would that still be caught? So in a situation like this, where someone supposedly dies at one point, but they die they actually die later on, would the time of death be later on, or would the time be when they were first found to be dead? That's what I need to know.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
What was that? So it must have been Hifumi in the nurse's office. The bad's going, got the bad.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
We know Hiro didn't do it because Hiro was still in the pool locker room. Kyoko is probably suspect number 1 because she will not tell us what she was doing. And she was like gone for that whole period.
Then we all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Oh, could that have been the case?
If that's true, where's the tape?
And where would they have played it from? I don't
know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Yeah.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream, since all of us were there together. Clearly, none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct?
This pissed me off too. There's a lot of points in this like freaking game where like things happen, especially like a dead body. Hina and Celeste were in there, and apparently Hina wasn't feeling well or whatever, and she went to the bathroom. Why the fuck would you leave the body alone where you're in a situation where somebody kills someone, and if they get away with it, you die? Like, why would you leave the body alone? Wouldn't you want to freaking stay with the body? Like that pissed me off so much. It would make sense because I think Celeste did it, so it would make sense that she would push, like she probably pushed Hina to use the bathroom. Like in a situation where, like, let's say if Celeste didn't do it, which I don't know yet, I'm pushing for this. I'm thinking Celeste did it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, why would you leave the body alone, right? Like Hina should have been like, oh yeah, you know, this person telling me to use the bathroom. There's a dead body right here.
And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Alright, you being passed out, I don't know if that has any relevance to the case.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
No, because her body was still there when the body was missing, right? I think she was still unconscious when the body was
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body. Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Just established.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
Oh, she didn't do either of them?
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared.
Kyoko?
They most certainly could have done those things.
Hiro couldn't have done it. He was in the back. He was in the locker. So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said...
Couldn't have been gone for more than a minute or two, so then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time. It seems so.
His body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
And this made me kind of suspect Sakura, because she's like the only one buff enough to go to do that. And there's no elevators or anything. Either that, or Hifumi moved himself over there.
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
Oh great, now this bitch is speaking in memes.
What? How? If the dead body were to move itself.
Yo, that's what I just said! Yo, me and Kyoko on the same wavelength.
The dead body moved on its own?
Yeah.
No!
Oh,
Not another... ghost!
No, you meme lords. The man moved his freaking fat boy moved
I don't
himself.
think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
That's what I said! That's what I literally... Oh my god, I was talking about the freaking time of death or whatever. Like, he didn't die till afterwards, though, freaking in the arc or whatever.
Alive?
You meme, you're the one who cried on him and brought him back to
Are
life.
you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Came back to life,
He was
like
simply
3 times.
playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? We were all there when it happened. Why am I going to freaking make your argument? Broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible.
Why is the thing...
Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Look at her. Look at her.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us.
That must have been for...
Hifumi's
Yeah.
dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
No, that was for
Are
them.
we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I'm sure the body discovery announcement was only made once, but Hifumi and Taka's body were discovered at almost exactly the same time. Exactly.
Are you saying that when we first found
I
there's
know
a
this
chance
one.
he was actually...
No, Hifumi was dead.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with Hifumi's dead body had been found.
Ha, I got you.
No,
bitch.
that's wrong.
Got you, ho. It's fine.
Was the body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Get her,
Of
Makoto.
course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if 2 bodies had been found, there really should have been 2 announcements.
Now, see, I didn't think about that. But I realized that they had discovered the bodies at the same time. I thought it was just the announcement would just play and it just overlapped itself, I guess.
Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
Yeah.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that
Oh shit.
it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
So that would have to be for Taka's body because Hifumi didn't die when we found him.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
Yeah.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Exactly. Did you win? We're getting close, my man. Dude, I really like this case. This case. Yeah, this case. I was gonna say class and case. I don't know why. This case, I really like this case. It's like super interesting.
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time. Which, even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again. If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
What?
Huh? Later on?
When did they make? Oh, it was when Hifumi died?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Second body discovery announcement. The first time I played was when we found each body in the nurse's office in the equipment room. The second time was, shit, I don't remember. When Toko was found unconscious. Was it this? Are you really sure about that thing? Hard and try to remember. You mentioned the second announcement for Ricky. The second announcement came right after Hifumi woke up for the last time, I think.
Shoot!
What? Second body discovery announcement. The first time we played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and in the apartment, and the second time was when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it!
Oh, okay.
We heard it a second time in the
I don't have a
repository
lit thing. I don't have a I don't have
when
a
we
bot in my
rediscovered the
chat.
2 bodies.
And I don't even know how to set the bot up to do all that. Oh, okay. I didn't realize it because it was like a cutscene or whatever.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, cause it was me. Oh, cause it... What? Okay, I was gonna say something, but it wouldn't make sense at all.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Oh, but roulette is fun? I don't even know what roulette does.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
So when we found the bodies in the art room, was that for Hifumi?
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet. Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
He came back to life!
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
Oh, she getting mad. You about to catch her in the act. She about to freaking expose yourself. There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Blood? Blood. Oh! Good point. The blood on the glasses. I just remembered.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there was no notable...
That should be it.
No,
That was easy. I totally didn't realize that. I forgot about the blood on the glasses.
In fact, there was one clear
I think I'm
difference
thinking-
between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
Shout out to my boy Gray C for putting me in the right direction. What's it called? I'm thinking too linear. Like I'm thinking, I don't think they're counting Hifumi actually waking up as an actual actual thing that happened. I'm also like not remembering when Hifumi woke up again, so that I'm not too sure when he actually woke up.
His glasses. That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository,
His glasses were clean.
they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Oh, spit. Now, I wonder if I didn't find that, what would happen? Evidence I found in the trash can in the nurse's office was the spotless hammer.
I got it!
I got
It
it!
was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear. This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Oh shit.
And whose digital camera was it?
Oh shit, my bad.
Princess Piggles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
How did you remember the name?
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
No, it was Mondo.
I see your point. And
With
the only
Mondo
people
glasses,
here
too.
who wear
Right.
glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
My boy Byakuya. Heartless. Oh
These
my
dishes
god.
is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
She getting real? Yo, it's getting freaking real. Dude, I love Byakuya, man.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
Man, hero. Shut your eyes
What
open.
I'm
Let
saying
me
is,
defend your
blood
ass.
on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, It does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Get shit up.
That's a good point.
And it must have been him, right?
Good job, hero.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
How does he? Why would he want to move his? Why do he want to play pretend
If he
dead?
was just pretending to be dead.
Was he pretending to be dead, or was he actually knocked out?
What was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
I mean, we can't tell because it's freaking hot pink for us.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Shit, what if Hifumi killed Taka? And then someone killed Hifumi? Oh shit.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere. But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. Oh, what an idiot.
How would he even get blood on himself like that? Like, just lay down and... I guess he could do
And
that.
if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained. It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Hifumi. The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi.
I got it!
Taka himself.
It could only have been
Taka moved himself. I love how there's one choice that, like, is, like,
While we
stupid.
were all
Like, it's
gathered
not...
in the nurse's
They just put it in there
office,
just to...
We went to the equipment room
Just to be a
and
meme.
took Taka's body.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked? Well, after the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
Yeah, I was like... That's, like, the first thing I
The
found.
repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means, when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
Okay, so he did this, then that means when he was pretending to be dead, or when he, like, woke up from, like, his fucking bullshit, and he blamed it on Hiro, that was for that. So is he still alive? He's not alive now, is he? Or no, because body... Dude, I'm, like, super confused. I'm forgetting the timeline of what happened. That's the problem.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
And there it is. Remember how I was talking about how Celeste was, like, the one orchestrating all of it? Someone was, like, doing the actual crime, and it was all going to be blamed on Hiro. I think there it
But
is.
that means he took part in the murders.
Oh, shit,
I
Lord.
just can't believe it.
And you cried for him, too.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest
Put this
fact
in my
pointing
drink.
to his involvement has yet to be revealed.
Oh, shit, show it to
You
us.
know what I'm talking about,
Please
right,
no.
Makoto? The
Oh,
item
the
he took
paper.
off of Taka's lifeless body?
Okay, I know this one. I got it. Could it be the paper? No, that's not it.
I got it!
I got it!
You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
In his pants.
Hidden note?
This man had it in his freaking underwear.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his
Hell yeah.
pants?
Yes, his pants.
Oh, what? Sakura, you okay?
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole, maybe we can use it to escape. I'm not we can't find now, so don't tell anyone. For now, let's meet in the clear room at 6 a.m. That's where they freaking struck my boy Taka.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go.
But you're set to go at 1 a.m.
Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said,
1 a.m.
Mama
in
can't
the rec
find
room.
out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at...
See. then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
It's not the same?
In other words,
You
the
fucker.
killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro, and that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants. Oh shit. Me? Pretty sure it's Taka.
John! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection! I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Oh, see, this is what I was explaining earlier that I already figured out.
Wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
I like his nicknames. TikTok?
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right? Ugh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
She made it better. I guess that check is seriously scary, but still, can't let her get to me. I got this, I already know this, man. I already figured this out. Dude, Celeste is like super quiet now. Oh god. Got freaking 312.
Huffy had the note, right?
Huffy had the
And the
note.
person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Oh, come on. You're voting? No. I'm not voting on who did it yet.
And the person it was must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
What time did it say? 6 a.m. The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
Oh, shit. Come on, who was with him? Who was? Dude, I don't know. I'm trying to figure. I think we figured it out.
There absolutely is a connection.
So, I'm gonna say my point right now before, like, everything goes down. Hifumi and Celeste were working together. Hifumi wanted to kill Taka. So, in doing that, you know, I guess Hifumi thought he would get away. Since Celeste was helping Hifumi out, I think Hifumi figured she wouldn't do anything, and Celeste was like, okay, I'm helping out this fat ass bitch. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill him when he least expects it, so that way he'll get in trouble for this one murder. We still got Hiro as our like main culprit to like, you know, use as bait, and I'll be the one getting away with all of it. That's what I think is happening right now, or that's what I think happened. And if that's what really happened, it's freaking amazing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Damn.
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
On point. Thanks, Gracie.
Which is where Taka was killed. I see.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Well, when you put it like that... No further objections!
That little genocide feel.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
They told like the freaking, not to say stupidest people, but like the most, I guess, easily fooled people too. So.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Hifumi took it.
Down his pants, no less!
Hifumi took it from Taka. That's why Taka
Most
still had it clutched in his hand.
Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Dude, Hifumi's a shit boy.
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
I got it, my boy. You ready? It's time. It's time. I'm on you.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Okay.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka. Well, Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There is only one way to explain it.
That motherfucker stole it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I am a clean 20
Leaving
years old.
behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Clean 20 years old. Yes, Sakura, you did. You did a great job.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa. Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In
Exactly.
fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
See, that's impossible because the body discovery announcement 2 was played.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead.
Truly and
The
completely.
second body discovery announcement proves that.
Exactly, that's what I was wondering too, but then I realized that
So then, who killed Hifumi?
the true mastermind that orchestrated all of this, I shouldn't say mastermind because, you know, they use mastermind for the person that's like putting them in this bullshit or whatever. The true person who set all this up, freaking orchestrated all of this, is a genius in my thing, and it makes perfect sense that she's the one who actually did it. Celeste.
Whoever did is the mastermind.
Oh, they use
The
mastermind.
true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished. But before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together. Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
No, you can't talk to my girl like
What are
that.
you calling a walrus?
I get her.
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Very true.
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file,
It was, they were both hit with a blunt object. Now, there is something, there was a spotless hammer, a hammer that was completely clean. We found that one somewhere, I think in the repository. And now we just pause.
the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
Similar fractures.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi,
If that's the case, then
then put the hammer back where they found it. But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
you can't Shrek that man like that.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
My boy said, hell yeah, I'm a hero.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
Yeah, but you don't.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Okay, so 1 and 2 couldn't have done
Then...
it. Are you planning to play the second one? I am planning on playing the second one. I want to finish this one first, though.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I'm playing this on my YouTube, so that's why it's taking me a lot longer to finish. So once I finish it on there, I'm gonna start part 2, or start the second one. Isn't it possible to use a different one?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
Was it the closest hammer? Could it have been the closest hammer? No, it had to have to be the spotless hammer. Because they cleaned it afterward. I don't know. The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding the case won't become clear to it until we figure that. Somehow I have to find the truth. Nice, you usually play games like this? Not really. This is the first time I've actually played a game like this. I was playing Tilda Symphonia on my stream the other night, but I don't know if you count that the same.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4.
Spotless Hammer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's
Whatever
Spotless
it
Hammer.
was, there's one, how was the culprit able to move around so freely without nobody witness them carrying it?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appear! Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Damn, I thought that would have been it. I have no idea what you're talking about, but I want to stab you. She's adorable. Damn.
Shoot!
This contradiction is interesting.
What was used to kill us?
Maybe Justice Hammer 4.
Well, there's one, how was the culprit? How did nobody witness them
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
I got too excited and jumped around.
murdergear.com/hammertime for more info!
Is that an actual thing?
One thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be one of the Justice Hammers.
Is it this?
No, it's wrong.
Oh my god, this case is so freaking lit.
The murder weapon wasn't a Justice Hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
I can't even say this game is similar to any other game, so I can't even say that I play games like this, but I do tend to play a lot more anime games, or I played a few anime games.
But, seriously? A different weapon?
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi. Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris, but for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off. I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
Yeah, the only anime I can kind of relate this with is like Death Note, kind of. I never watched Death Note, so I can't really say. But yeah, this is pretty original.
True killer.
This
The one
anime,
Hifumi
like
was
this game.
working with. And the one who betrayed him. Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Oh yeah, I bet you freaking.
The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
Yeah, but clearly he thought he was. I'm
So
pretty
the
sure.
idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Yeah, but somebody killed him afterwards, so it makes sense. Yeah, he was fooled. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but oh, that's fine. I was told not to watch Death Note because it has like a shitty
Based
ending or
on the
something
rules
like
that
that.
have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
And we say there's no chance two people work together. I gotta pee so bad, so I'll be right back. I'm gonna go as fast as I can, but I gotta pee so bad. Dude, I had to be so bad. Let me make sure I'm like in the frame still. The anime changed the ending, I think, but in the manga is better. Talking about Death Note? Yeah, I don't know anything about Death Note. All I know is there's a character called Kira and there's a character called L. That's all I know. Could you really, so I know which one this is.
That have been made, even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act, assuming the rule holds true. It is simply impossible.
That is how the rule was.
But that only really applies if in this case, however, there were 2 murders.
I would say there's no chance 2 people will do this.
Based on the rules that even if more than one person, only the one who actually carried out the act, can, assuming the rule holds true. It is...
Welcome back, thanks for having me, Zach. Dude, I had to be so bad. I was like drinking this shit. I was like holding it for like 30 minutes.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
I thought I could just hold it till like the end of it, so I wouldn't have to cut in between.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been 1 murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, if only 1 person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Exactly.
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
Yeah, don't you? No, I don't. I don't want to stream me pissing on myself. That'd be kind of bad.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime.
Hashtag, why would you stream that shit?
And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka.
Dude, I literally did this whole case by myself.
They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders.
Why is Makoto sweating like that?
Instead, each
Well, definitely
person
adorable.
killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Exactly.
A single suspicious
Look at this
individual,
man.
a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
Exactly.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
I know, Byakuya, that's what I said.
That's just awful! How could anyone be so cruel?
Cold world.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning.
Dude.
Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Yo, me and Byakuya on the same wavelength. I said it was genius how they orchestrated this whole thing. Now, I think it's perfect. It makes perfect sense that they chose meme lord Hifumi, because you know if it's Celeste acting as it, and you know Hifumi's like a fruitcake, so he would like fall to her whim. I'm pretty sure, and he wanted to kill Taka from the start, or he was. I guess they were like kind of. They both had the thing for alter ego, and you know, so I feel like that's what kind of pushed Hifumi to do that. The effort made to convince us the 2 murders were the same. That was the main character this time. Yoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning, which is why she said to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Yoko really is amazing, although when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Our great knowledge gushing over Yoko, okay? Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this. Dude, I told you, man, she's a freaking spy. I feel like she would have gotten away with it, but he said the name. You talking about when Hifumi said the name? No, I think what gave it away was how much Celeste was pushing for Hero to be the culprit. If she had like not said that much and kind of was like reserved and like didn't like try to push Hero as like the culprit, I don't think anybody would have suspected her.
I understand how an
Or at least I wouldn't have suspected her.
But then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions and in the end murdered him. In the debates up till now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Because if she didn't say anything and just kept her mouth shut and like kind of went by this like a different, like, cause the way she orchestrated this murder is like perfect up until the point where she started fucking up and like talking too much. That's what I felt like she messed up. When I was doing this case from like the start, when Kyoko went missing, I was assuming that it was Kyoko. Kyoko had something to do with it, and the way how Kyoko went missing kind of fitted perfectly. Like it made it seem like Kyoko did it, like, you know. So if Celeste didn't say anything, she could have gotten away with this. But she's fucking stupid. It's Cyber. Easy. Where you at, Celeste? Man.
Here's my answer.
Here's my answer.
It was Celeste.
So I'm the suspicious individual now, am
Let's
I?
see how she talks her way out of this one.
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Oh, your freaking sexy voice won't get you anywhere.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
I think he'd be the easiest, especially if you're female, he'd be like the easiest to freaking...
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him.
Now it's making it seem like you actually did kill him.
Within 10 feet of that shit brain fat, lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
Her voice got even more attractive.
Pardonnez-moi.
No, go back, I enjoyed it.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
Oh shit, LOL, sexy voice.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
Ooh, get him, Byakuya. What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? Have you ever hidden in from his pants and screaming? Encountering a suspicious individual? This.
I got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
I'm just a freak boy.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Dude, I never pay attention to that till now.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
This motherfucker. Hello? I single-handedly solved this case, you fruitcake.
Sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Oh no, he said he was a freak.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Hell yeah.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
This too, man. When she said this, and then she had us go back upstairs or whatever, I was like, hold up, bitch. Something's going on.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
And then that's when Byakuya was like, why the fuck you screaming like that?
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
I forgot. Celeste, what's wrong? Oh yeah, she said that she saw someone going back downstairs, yeah. He ran up as soon as the screen. I was blocking the stairs, so yeah.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
What was that? Came downstairs, it must have been. That's what he's in the nurse office, man. We have to go back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
Yo, dude, Celeste is crazy.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Let the punishment begin. Oh, it's starting. It's starting. Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well, then Makoto and Hina, you can go to the nurse's office.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
And it makes even more sense because she was the one who wanted to go check up on Hifumi, too. Crazy good.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Exactly, about to call her out on it. Sounds so stupid.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
Oh! Out of all the cases, this one got me. Dude, this case is so good. Oh, remember? I don't know if you guys remember, but when I first did the case, and there was a point where Celeste asked if I find the guy or if I find something, what noise should I make? And we never really like decided on the noise. So I guess, oh, that makes sense.
It was your way of telling him, we are on the 3rd floor. Everything's going according to plan.
Dude, Celeste is freaking
Why
great.
Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Damn.
I just realized another strange thing.
Oh, shit.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I shouldn't have was expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
I didn't even get that either.
We wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
And that worked too, which was the craziest thing.
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Dude, it is so good.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Now this is what I wanted to know. This is how did she push? What the fuck? How did she push? So Hina put somebody. How did the events transpire to make Hina want to go to the vet?
Yeah. I was feeling kind of sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
You kind of fucked up.
Wait, then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Oh, okay, so she just used Hina's freaking unintelligence, or...
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
I think it gets very beautiful indeed.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
Up to the point you got
I
caught.
have no idea what you mean.
Ooh, she... It's too late.
Don't bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
You kept saying some bullshit.
Oh, did I?
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you
Oh.
talking about?
I don't know why I thought you wouldn't.
I'm talking about
voice
what
actor.
you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died.
I remember her saying that too, but I
Very
don't
sexy.
understand what's so strange about it.
Yeah, what you getting at
Pay
VIP?
attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Okay.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Okay, not really, because like I don't know how many people died, but like 7 people died before this event, and her seeing. What? Alright, VIP, you're just pulling shit out of your ass.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it means.
Can they replay what she said? Cause wait, is there a way to like check it? Oh, here we go. I wanna read what she said. I would really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys died. Oh, so if you read into this really deeply, which is pretty crazy, I don't know how anybody would have caught it first time. What she meant is we're going to die just like those guys died, because Hifumi died at this point, and she wouldn't have known that Taka died. So what this basically would have meant was like those guys implying Hifumi and Taka. But there's no way, because Taka, she wouldn't have known about Taka. Technically, she wouldn't have known about Taka being found dead. So that's what she meant. If anybody wanted me to clear that up.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Oh, he's gonna say it anyways. Now you make me look like an asshole. Yeah, he said that Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. But what is he alluding to? Oh, I figured it out. Holy shit. It's getting fucking wet. Monokuma file number 3. Okay, that's definitely not right. Got it? You already know.
All it said was, they must really be enjoying this.
Oh, she voice acting yourself.
Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused.
Damn, she's really.
They must be positively elated.
Oh, you definitely did say elated. I just checked it.
We are going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
Voice actor.
That's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
I got it, homeboy. When she said that, she should only have known about Hifumi's dead. With that in mind, what's so strange about what she said is...
All I said, they must really enjoying the sight of us. They must be positive. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys.
The voice acting is A1, but it's too bad. Sorry, Celeste. It's time for you to get shredded.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
So
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
see, this is kind of grasping at straws, because when I read that the first time, I didn't think, and even the second time when I'm like going back, I just thought she meant as in like those guys died, as in like overall those guys, as in like everyone else who died.
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
Okay, people use guys as like a plural for like a lot of people, so for gender, it's like a gender, what's it called? Gender unit, not gender unanimous. What the fuck?
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
That was the weirdest
Imaginations.
Oh.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
Couldn't you just set that up? It has to be some kind of setup, right?
That's what House
So
is
let's
saying.
put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Maybe it's a translation thing. Oh yeah, you're right, because yeah, you could be right, because in Japanese I think there's masculine and feminine words. I think there's masculine and feminine words, like Spanish. Do you guys know what I mean? I know this in Spanish. I don't know about in Japanese, but like in Spanish, they have like words that are for males only, like they're masculine words. Like bonito means I think handsome or something like that, and then if you do bonita with an A at the end, it's for girls and it means pretty. So it could be a thing since like the translation is a very good point, Joe, that you made. And then this, what Hiro's saying here, the camera's timer, it's impossible because the camera didn't have a timer. It was very basic and it took like 5-6 shots, that's what they said. And Celeste couldn't have put the suit on. So I think they just set up the suit to make it like look a certain way.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer.
French is kind of the same. I would assume, I think a lot of foreign languages are like that. I think English is just like the only one that's not though. I think English is a lot more, what's it called? I don't think English is like that.
In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
It was taken before. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
You already know.
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
You're like, no, that's impossible. No. Other explanation? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi is dragging the suspect away. Hifumi and the suspect have been drinking. Hifumi and the suspect are dancing. I wonder which one it is. It's actually this one. I just realized that the way he's holding him could be like them carrying. What's his name?
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Oh shoot.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Especially the way, yeah. I can see it now. I didn't realize.
Dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
I'll get him, hero. All this bitch is doing his life. It's over.
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
Bitch!
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Oh shit.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Yo! Oh my gosh, she's freaking... I love it. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect from it. But is that really possible? That was freaking great. She was like, shut your poor mouth and let me finish. Oh my god, I got freaking 17 Robo Justice costume, also hero's message. Robo Justice blueprints.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Oh, get him! Get him, hero!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
You could have moved in the suit, though.
Fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
No, I got you, hero. Don't worry about it, fam. If I remember right, Hina said that she could have been at the waist. Also, the blueprint said that too.
After I passed out, then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said,
The color of television?
ridiculous.
I got it.
As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up
Got
straight
you,
like
bitch.
that.
Oh, wait, what? You mean towards tiring me? Please stop wasting my time.
Shoot!
Shit. Okay, I know what it is. At least I think I do. Pretty sure I'm right.
Dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my... You tried to make me look like the...
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect, if the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that.
Oh, I got it.
No, it's wrong.
Luckily with that one, I thought it would have to be, I had to...
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious,
I thought I
they
would
could
have to
still
change the
stand
word.
up like that. Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
It's gotta bend a certain way and then you can get it to move. You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Damn, oh shit, we got her. When they start changing their face, that's when
Celeste and Hifumi
that's when you get
took the
them.
suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Oh, she's making weird noises.
Well then, I suppose this is check.
Oh shit. Damn. Bitch is still laughing.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Oh, her voice.
Celeste?
She's changing.
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Okay, I'm enjoying her voice, and the audio is cutting out, so it's making it worse. Oh,
Already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
she's like mixing her accents now. Yasuhiro. That was just a meme. Hey, Fumi, who was it who attacked you, who tried to kill you, who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yeah,
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
What happened to her voice?
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
Why is her voice so high pitched now?
In other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
God damn.
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
What?
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
Damn, tell him
He
Sakura.
did say Yasuhiro. But are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
How is that not a sexy voice, dude? It's pretty sexy.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
She was gonna burn you alive?
Think back to how Hifumi
Oh, wait, no.
used
She
to
was
talk
on
to
Kyoko.
us. How did he refer to each of us?
His memes. He gave everyone nicknames. He said for serious a lot. What was the question? I wasn't listening. I can't even. No. Shit. I wasn't listening. How do I can't. What was she? Is she asking? He said people's last names.
I got it! That's right! Our last names!
Because it's getting
They
higher.
called us all by our last names!
Okay, that part wasn't sexy. I'm talking about when she loses her actual, like she loses her, I guess her fake accent. That's when it gets sexy. Now when her freaking high-pitched voice comes out, that shit was weird.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example.
I had not realized
So
that.
if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Okay, that is pretty big stretch, but I guess.
Indecent?
Damn.
Don't talk.
The young boy, Byakuya. I love Byakuya. He's like, bitch, shut your mouth, not right now.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient
Say, don't talk.
explanation?
Don't talk.
No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Her real name is Yasuhiro, and she's a man. And Chihiro is actually a female. Bam. I forget about it. Alright, let's end the video. No, let's end the video right now.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
It's getting lit.
Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Shrek.
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up!
She said, why?
My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Then she put the bust in there. Dude, I put the bust in there. So that still won't get to episode 9. I have to do something to make her accept it. There's still more of this! Come on! This is like the I think this is the longest cave. E-handle. Spotless hammer. Yasuyo's message. E-handle. It's gotta be E-handle.
Fumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
They got 4 minutes.
If there's one person here who might have that last...
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what you're
How many times do I have to count? Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go
It
on
was flip
pretending?
too.
I'm not pretending. It's the truth.
Oh
And
my god.
since you have no way to contradict me,
Oh no, I got it. I should have listened to all of it first. No, that's wrong. Let's look at that e-handbook.
That's it. The handbook.
That's it, the handbook.
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right?
Dude, and Kyoko told us that the handbook was not an actual, might be an actual part of this thing. I'm telling you, Kyoko was the bad, like the spy.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
I like them crazy. Hey, you already know. You already know, Gracie. That's how we like it. This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, you'll display your name, always make sure you have the right one.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
that's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
I don't think you have a choice. Look, Makoto's like, nice try, babe.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please.
Just
tell us.
Man, you already know. Please just
Even
tell us.
when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
I think we know that.
Let me settle it.
Oh shit.
Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
I hate this shit. I hate doing
That'll
this.
bring everything to an end.
I hate doing these because these are so long and freaking. Oh my god. Alright. I got 20 minutes for this one, and this is gonna be long as hell, right? The ultimate Taka. Look at how long this is. Look at how long this is. Oh my god. I hate doing these long ones. Why is the ball there? Okay, let's start at the end. Oh my god, they put in the other ones too! To make it even harder. Yeah, they put in the what the fuck? What the? Oh, this is gonna be tough. Dude, I love Craigasm. It's like my favorite emo. Meme. Look at this picture. Justice Hammer 3 was used to kill. Hold on, let me check something. Justice Hammer 3 was used to kill. Oh shit, it doesn't have a. I don't know which one was used to kill. Oh, Justice Hammer 4. This isn't. Oh, here. I think that goes there. Look at Fumi's face. Okay, so oh, you can do it. Thanks, man. I hate doing it, man. These are so confusing, or not confusing, but they're so like long and. I think this goes here. How would the chips go there? I don't know, whatever. And this is where they drugged Hifumi, not Yasuhiro. That must have been when they took the picture. Oh, are these removable? Did I put this one here? Oh no, I put that one there. It's like, are these removable? Could I have been this? What is this? What am I even looking at? A Hifumi Bravo? Okay, that's him checking on his watch. He hits him with Justice Hammer 4. You see the picture. Oh, this is him moving. Oh, this is him moving the dolly. Why does this show him in the nurse's office and Byakuya and Toko looking at him? Rub. Nice. So this goes there. I'm pretty sure it goes there. What? Didn't I use this? Oh, I'm pretty sure I got this wrong. Why would Justice Hammer 3 go there? Got the picture, got that. Oh, I swapped it out with that. Okay, let's try
Killer
this.
is you!
Killer is.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder.
Let's see if this is it. Look at that face.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Do I stream every day? I don't stream every day, but I stream like every other day, I guess you could say. And I upload, like I try to upload and then pretty much what's it called? I try to keep my schedule like kind of. I upload this day, then I stream the next day, then I upload the next. That's what I try to do it.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Okay, so I'm getting the right so
That
far.
someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Just asking to enjoy your stream. Thanks, man. It means a lot, Gracie. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan.
Dude, I got all new right so far.
They called Taka to the equipment room.
No problem with it? Yeah. Dude, man, they did it to my boy Taka, man.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
Okay.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect.
Probably I'll subscribe too, to be honest. Thanks, man. Thanks in advance. Again, that means a lot.
The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story.
Okay, I think I got
The
this one.
second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story.
I think I got this
With
one.
these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Yeah, no, I didn't lay on my reading here. I need to rearrange the events to the keys. Okay. Okay, oh, okay, so it keeps all of them other than that. Okay. What? Justice Hammer 2? I think this is it. Oh no, and then, oh, okay, this makes sense now. Feel the crazy sexy. Oh yeah. Alright, I
the
think I got
killer
it now.
is you!
Killer is you.
So, for these, the first fake incident there, if they wanted to make sure we bought the second fake this time, they would deep that the suspect was in. We felt.
Okay, there we go.
While we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time.
The actual.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office, and once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
Damn, but he wrapped him up like that? I didn't even realize that.
He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
Old school. Yo, we
Their
got it.
plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
Celeste. Oh, I like this. I like this image. Oh, we're making out now. That was cool. I like how they did that.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
So, look at this image. Very nice image.
I lost?
Yeah, it's pretty much over.
I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words?
When you met me, oh.
They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
Her real name's like John.
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
What a beautiful name. Taiko.
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
I didn't think it would be possible. Her voice got more attractive. Alright, let's see what I got. Dude, I got a shitty ring for like all of them. Oh, I got an A for a bunch of them actually. Around her neck, she likes being choked. I think she likes to do the choking. I would believe that she likes to be
Okay,
the one doing the
Monokuma.
choking.
I'm ready to begin.
Damn.
Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when
Alright,
the
guys.
votes are
Let's
tallied,
cast our vote.
who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
I think Hero did it. Yeah, it sucks. Celeste, you got caught. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. Blacking this time, the true killer who devised the whole sneaking scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost, well that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. No, actually it wasn't. It was your fault. You would have gotten away with it if you just didn't talk so much. Fumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations. So you really did approach Fumi with this plan, but how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I bet she said something like she knows where alter ego is or something like that. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use, you know, I know you figured out you killed her. You're actually right, to get Fumi to act as my accomplice.
Indeed.
I used her. How did I know? For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name. Oh wow, what a homie. The ultimate homie. It was the one thing that Fumi and Taco were both super into. Does she mean... Is talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt me in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual.
In
I'm
other
sad.
words,
Then you're the one that stole.
Indeed.
Oh shit, so she actually did steal.
I see.
Can you use it to track it for me into the plane? Come on. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Fumi a little visit. Is that Fumi's room? Ew. Oh, what are you doing here?
Actually,
I was going to talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen and I
what? Are you okay with this?
It was Taco, he stole it. So that's what I kind of figured happened.
So then,
And I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use of the digital camera. I taken you know what to Taco's room earlier and took pictures of it there. Damn, I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Fumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him, but how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You're correct, would you let Taka force me to steal it?
Say what?
As for me...
Please forgive me, he threatened me.
Oh.
Man, Taka is such a freaking man of honor. Why would you believe he actually threatened me?
As for me...
He came into my room late last night, unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
Oh my god, now she's making up lies about Taka. And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime, an absolute crime. Okay, so when you fabricate this kind of story to him, I can understand why he did it, because he was thinking Taka was actually a bad person. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined he would go that far. Come on, man. Taka's such a freaking homie too. It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. That's fucked up. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him.
Unforgivable!
I'm gonna fucking kill
Most
him.
unfortunate.
Wait, please, if you go now, you'll be paying right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka's planning to use her to escape, and he has made you his target. Escape, you know me. Taka's gonna try to kill you.
Let go!
indeed.
And all so he can keep her to himself.
Completely unforgivable!
Honestly.
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I?
I swear I will save her!
Oh my god.
Actually.
Then would you like to join with me? It just so happened that I've gone with the plan. Huh? I advised a way to reclaim what he had stolen and escape his death at school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. From the agreement with a second thought, the effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even a love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. What was that strange costume? Was that strange costume of Fumi's creation? Sorry, I could not read.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it's my fault for picking him in the first place. So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it.
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like she just shitted on this man.
Well,
when you explained your plan to Fumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Fumi supposed to do after that, assuming you actually know?
Are you okay with this?
It's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, when someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded, he was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And you really believe that? Well, of course, that wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Fumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Fumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. Oh, I told him that and he believed it. It all seemed very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Fumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly right up until the moment of his death.
so in the end,
So you planned to kill him all along, of course. But of course. There would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
It's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power.
Don't be mean!
Now you saw me be out
I
here.
wonder about that.
No, he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
And what made you take things this far? Was it really just for money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monochrome offered us? It is a lot of money, it's true, but that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living.
You little bitch!
Damn! Obviously that was a lie.
Hey!
I couldn't take it, I hated it from day one. More than anyone else.
You little bitch!
Oh my god, now she's calling everybody a bitch. I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture. How do you, and do you know, and you want to know why?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream, and accepting life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical
As for me,
I was off of that dream, and what was this dream?
isn't it
of yours?
wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? Bitch is out of her mind. Oh my god. Look at this. Look at this. All men with red eyes and I serve handsome men from all over the world, or to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. This bitch is out of her fucking mind. Once I've seen that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life, there was only my dream, my only goal. That's what life is all about. This bitch is out of her fucking mind. Combined with my own winnings, Monocoma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge.
There is nothing to be done.
Fortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so
Just
I would
the
have.
worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I
do
feel
you understand?
that's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. It's very terrifying how different our values are. There's simply no one to understand.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unraveled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious, and that's why you're not scared.
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice,
Isn't it wonderful?
I think I'd like to come back as Mary Antoinette.
Hey,
She'd just get executed again. I don't know what they mean by that. I'm pretty sure that's like a story or something like that. Celeste smiled, and when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her.
Chills! Chills!
Oh
Kills!
shit. You all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The black can disturb the peace. Must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment!
The ultimate
Let's
dream.
give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
It's
I
punishment.
guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way.
Oh my god, dude, her voice sounds so dejected.
Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then... Take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again. In another life.
Probably not, bitch. Well, I ain't never gonna see your ass again. Oh shit, they gonna kill my girl. My other girl. She's smiling and she's about to die. That's kind of creepy. The burning of the Messiah witch. Oh shit. Yo, they want to burn her alive. Punishment time. Oh shit, I think they are about to fucking burn her alive. Yo, that's fucked. Was it trying to choke into her? Dude, they... What the fuck? I know she hot. Literally. So not only was she like getting burned alive, they freaking drove a truck into her. Is that really necessary? Damn, that's fucking crazy. I think that's the worst death. Or the worst punishment or whatever. It's over. Their execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I still can't deny at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and it's just awful. Someone could have cut free of their regrets from the outside book and so more people like
Extreme!
Because they're still young, you need to place more value in their lives. So.
What are you gonna do?
Then here, I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of here!
I don't care about a hole, I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of it, damn.
Too bad!
I don't even a hole with whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Yoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from someone else?
Hey!
So what's the deal with that?
What?
What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine. What did you do? Don't answer this, Monokuma. She's just gonna play you. Just like she did me. What did you do to me?
Ooh.
Hey.
Answer me, what did you do to my body? Oh shit. You're gonna end the stream here? Just a second, let me end this, or like, let me get to the end of this, and then we'll see what's gonna happen.
Ooh, how exciting!
I was getting hot and bothered. Oh man, oh geez, oh man, oh geez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. Oh, so she actually didn't know. She actually didn't know what happened to her when she left. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean? Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's the close to get out.
Well?
You know, you guys can go on and enjoy your school. If you get one in the mission, not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
See ya later!
That's very suspectorial. Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you? Most likely that's where freaking, what's your name is? Chihiro. He went adjusting room lockers. What then that means? So it's probably hidden in there.
Hey.
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then we better go back. Good idea. Holy shit, dude, now we know for sure. Freaking, I'm pretty sure Kyoko is the freaking spy. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said, I'm gonna go alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall, I'll check in with you later. No!
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
So...
Do you even have to ask? As she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean, but yeah, exactly. Why you? There's still the risk of a spy, you know? Let me do it, man. Let Makoto do it. Then I'll go too. Hey.
What?
You. Please let me go. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us. Do whatever you want. Think you'll be up here. It's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Awesome. Oh shit, he was jealous. So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together. You wanna come too? Make it a nice steamy threesome. Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
The little Makoto girls are like her. A total pushover to me. Maybe show a little backbone. I just forget what Tina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we? Yeah.
So then...
It's getting me all hot and bothered. Kyoko took this key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You're really cool.
Good morning. It's been a while, has he had? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking to the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. You fucked everything. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. And as far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second, since we had this opportunity, I want you to be honest with me. You fucking spy. So please tell me, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do all on your own at this point? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless of something you need to know right now, of course. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time, you disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you two, hell yeah, everything points to you being the spy. No! I believe in you. Oh shit! Makoto trying to freaking slide in there.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? People believe in their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me, and I want you to believe in me too, because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
And maybe I can believe in you just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
Fine, I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see? They're gonna fuck. Hey, you know it. What I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was almost unbelievable. I decided to confirm what she told me with my own 2 eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the 2nd floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And in the storage closet, they are way in the back. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Okay, now I'm gonna end the part here. I wanna thank you guys for watching. Now, if you have been watching the playthrough up until this point, you've known that I've checked every bathroom in this school, and I think in the last 2-3 parts, I said these bathrooms were pointless. I think I said the classrooms were pointless too. But I know I said the classrooms were pointless. I'm not too sure if I said anything about the bathroom, but I've checked pretty much every bathroom, so it's pretty stupid that it's actually in the bathroom. Alright, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you were curious as to why I was talking to myself, I was streaming this live on my Twitch, twitch.tv/Iberio. I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you guys again. Hope you guys enjoyed. This thing was long as hell. And if you guys did enjoy the live stream, like me live streaming it, let me know. I will live stream more of this game. I had fun, but I can understand if people didn't enjoy it. Alright, so thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next part. Peace.